Hey everyone, so today we're going to be looking at an unboxing of the G.I. Joe Classified series Cobra Island Cobra Viper. I was able to pick this up. This is January 1st, 2021, and I was able to get into Target and get one of these this morning. So we're going to take a look at it. This is my first unboxing, so hopefully you like it, and hopefully you share it. So let's take a look at the box itself first. The artwork is pretty fantastic. Really like the different colors, blue and red together, look really nice. On the side, you get a nice look of multiple Vipers, two or three of them there, and really like the look there. Got the patch on his side right there, and then also the Cobra symbol. This is number 22, and when I picked him up this morning, the Target that I was at had 5, and there were actually 6 people in line, so one person was a little bit disappointed. There's the side, and then we've got the back with the Cobra Island map and all of that. So let's open this thing up. So I always like to open mine from the bottom. Got the instructions right here, and pull him out. I will show this real quick on the inside, like the Terradome right there on the inside. That's pretty cool looking. And here is our figure. So we've got the Viper himself, and we've got a small pistol, we've got a rifle, we've got this scarf, looks like goggles, and then also the backpack. So I really like that backpack actually. So let's start with the figure himself. Taking him out, it doesn't look like there are any, looks like his head's gonna pop off on me. That's nice. There were no rubber bands or anything there, so let's get this head back on him. That goes back on really easily. But here we go, here's the figure. So if we looked at the head sculpt, I really like that head sculpt. Oh, camera's moving around a bit. That head sculpt is pretty nice. It's really pretty reflective where the where his face mask is. Like that a lot. Going around the head a little bit more on the back, you can see this right in here, and from the side it's got some little details that I kind of like, some little buttons or something like that. On the top of the helmet you can see some details as well, but overall I like that. We move down to his vest here. I like the Cobra emblem right there on the front. Couple of grenades, gas grenades or something like that. Got all the pouches. I do like the red and black contrast between the things on his vest, and then on his belt you've got the Cobra emblem again. Love that. So turn around on the back side, and obviously we've got a spot for his backpack. Now, one of the things that I've found with my Joes is that lining up this hole, I don't know how well you can see that. Let me see if I can get the light a little bit better. Lining up the hole in the figure along with the hole in the vest sometimes is not the easiest thing to do. So we'll see how well I can do that here in just a little bit. Looking at his arms, got full articulation here. We've got two places where his elbow can bend, points of articulation. He's got his, hand in a place for a gun. There's his part of his glove, a wrist guard or something. I think it'd been kind of cool if this could have had one of the Cobra emblems on it as well, maybe put in there. On the other side, looks like again, hand is ready for a gun, and then you've got the same thing on this side. Overall, the arms pretty good. They move around pretty well, just like any other figure that we see in this line. And we've got his legs. There's a little bit of a difference in the texture between right here. Let's see if I can use, here's a gun that I've got from one of my Transformers. This texture right here does look more like it's fabric, and there's a definite difference between the fabric texture and the texture on these pouches, which is kind of cool. And you've got the knee pads, you've got a little bit of armor on the inside of his legs. His boots are nice. I think these boots would have been a little bit better if this part of the boot would have been colored red. I think that would have been pretty cool. I don't know how tactical that is. Having a lot of red running around, you know, on Cobra Island probably is not the best thing. But I think that would be cool if this was red and maybe the knee pads even had some red to them. On the back side, on his rear end here, he's got a couple of pockets. Again, the boots are pretty good. And on the feet, you know, you've got all the articulation I really love on all these new figures, whether it's the Black Series Star Wars or these here, how you can move the ankles. That's a game changer, really, when it comes to posing these figures. You've got his holster on his hip or on his thigh right here. That looks pretty good. Like that quite a bit. Overall, got some pretty high impressions of this figure overall. All right, let's take a look at, I'll set him back here, see if I can set him up. We'll look at the posability here in just a little bit. Having a hard time getting him to stay up. There we go. I'll leave him right there. Let's take a look at some of the accessories. Let's start off with the backpack. So here's the backpack. And I like this backpack quite a bit. You've got this rope. Use my little gun to point again. Get this rope, which is cool. Well, that would have been cool if you could have taken that off, if it actually worked. Although, probably lose it. Some more gas grenades, some more grenades of some sort. Really like the Cobra emblem. The more Cobra, for me, the more emblems you can put on there, the better. On the side, you've got some pouches, some straps. And pretty good sculpt on this too. I really like it. Looking at the top, same thing. You can even see the little ridges on this. This will probably, this would be pretty nice, maybe with an extra paint job, just to maybe change and give a little bit of contrast to the pouches that are here to go along with the rest. But I do like the blue and the red contrast. I always have liked the blue and the red contrast for the Cobra stuff. So now let's see if I can get this on his back. That, like I said, I've always had trouble with this. With this one, it looks like the hole is a little bit higher than where the vest naturally sits. So trying to get this on there. There we go. I got it in. So that looks pretty good. Not too bad on that. You know, if we were to give him kind of a look like that, there he is, looking over his shoulder, got the backpack on. And I like that. I like that quite a bit. I can look over this shoulder and line it up with the camera on the phone. I like it. I like it a lot. All right, let's put that down. See if he'll stand up with the backpack on now. Some of this is tricky. And let's take a look at these other accessories. Let's take a look at the two weapons here. I don't know about anybody else, but I use my little razor blade to get most of this stuff out. If you got any tricks, let me know. Anything easier. There we go. All right. So here's his rifle. Let's see if I can get that to focus a little bit. It's not too bad there. Try to refocus it there. There we go. Like it. I really wish on these rifles that they weren't all black. Wish they give a little bit of contrast to it. I do like that. It kind of looks like, well, can you take this out? the clip. No, it almost looks like you can take the clip out there. Kind of difficult to see, but it almost looks like you can take the clip out. But overall, I kind of like this. You're going to be able to put one hand here and one hand here on the grip. But again, it's got his sights on the top. I really wish with these weapons that they would make them different colors, or at least put a little bit of contrast there. But then that gives us the opportunity to kind of customize them a little bit. Let's like take a look at the pistol. Very straightforward. I like it. That'll fit right there in his holster, I'm sure. Let's take a look at that. So put it right there in the holster. That actually fits really nice. That's one of the things that they've done really well with these figures is the guns, the pistols fit in those holsters. Same thing with like the knives and such, like with Scarlet and really the infantry trooper as well, which I've got one sitting right here that we'll do a little comparison here in a second. See if I can get this standing up again. I gotta get his knees. Having a little bit of trouble. He's with the backpack, he definitely is heavier in the back. There, he's staying. All right, let's take a look at the other two pieces, which are this scarf and then also the goggles. Sorry, I bumped my camera there. Let's take a look at the goggles. There we go. Didn't cut it. Now the goggles here definitely are flexible. Not quite as flexible as a rubber band, but I didn't know that there would be this much flex in them. But the goggles are right there, and those will fit right on top of his head. Let's get that on top of there, see how that looks. I don't know, I'm not a huge fan of these goggles. They don't seem to fit very well on there, and that could just be me. It's kind of a tight fit, which I guess is what you want. But I'll give you a look at that. There's the figure with the goggles on top of his head. Why would he need goggles, though? I mean, he's got the faceplate. You would think of this faceplate would be all he needs. I'm not sure why he needs the goggles to go along with it. It does look kind of cool, though. But there's the goggles. All right, what about the scarf? So he's got his neck exposed. I'm going to take those goggles off because they didn't seem to fit very well. So he's got his neck exposed. And this here, you can see, does come apart. So this scarf does come apart. And we can wrap it around his neck. So let's wrap it around there. Kind of bring it to the back side. Fits right there. It fits really well, actually. Like that. I like that look. I think both looks look good. I love the exposed neck and this, but it kind of fits right in that spot. You can tell that they've kind of made this scarf so that it fits right in this little triangular spot right here. And fits real well. Kind of tuck it underneath of his chin and doesn't move too much. Now, how does it look when you turn his head? You're able to turn his head pretty easily to either side. The head is pretty loose. That's the second time it just kind of popped off. So when you put that scarf on, you know, that head gets a little bit loose. But overall, I like this figure quite a bit. All right, let's put his gun in his hand. That's not where it goes. If you guys are like me, sometimes I've got to get a pair of needle nose pliers out to open up the hand a little bit. This thumb always seems to get in the way. Now, I will say that this hand is pretty easy to move. So it's got some, the hand definitely has some flexibility in it. So there we go. There it is with the rifle in his hand, like that. And let's see if I can get it over and get his other hand. His head wants to pop off again. Let's just get that out of the way for a second. There's his other hand, and of course, his first hand popped right out. So I know some people just take the hands off completely, put them in the gun, and then from there, put the hands back on, but here we go. There he is with his rifle. I always find with these figures that when you put two hands on the gun itself, it makes it a little bit difficult to really get it where you want it. Like he's aiming down a sight or whatnot. So that's not too bad right there. Really wish we could get this rifle a little bit closer to his head. You can kind of lean that head in a little bit. When you're taking pictures, sometimes you can kind of get away with it by putting him in a weird pose, but overall, pretty good. Posability is pretty good, like all of these. I like to kind of turn him a little bit, maybe like this. Not too bad, kind of give him a look like that. Getting some shadows here. I'll try to get those out of the way. But that's not a bad pose, just very, for very quick look. But overall, I like this figure quite a bit. Compare this one to the original Cobra Infantry Trooper. And, man, if I'm being honest, I think I kind of like the Infantry Trooper better. It's just got that classic look to it. The Viper does look pretty great. The visor looks really nice. But the Infantry Trooper, I just really like this figure quite a bit. So there it is. There's an unboxing. My first one here on Instagram. Hopefully you like it. If you liked it, then follow and share. And hopefully I'll take some pictures and post these along with this unboxing. And hopefully you get yourself a Viper of your own, because I had to park outside of a Target at 6 a.m. and I was the first one there and waited for 2 hours for them to open while it poured down rain. And I got lucky and got one because I didn't get the pre-orders when the pre-orders came out. All right, have a great day.